Right. Dr. Louise Debreczeni is the owner of INSL LLC, a company serving children and adults with learning differences. Lou's passion is in helping visual learners discover how they learn best so that they can be the best that they can be. Dr. Lou, as her students call her, has a Doctor of Education degree in neuroeducation from the University of Portland and a master's in teaching in elementary education K-8 degree, as well as special education endorsement from City University of Seattle. Lou is excited to show you her new product, Story Pictures, as they're the next step in her vision of bringing inclusive learning materials to visual learners worldwide. Without further ado, here's Lou.
So as Chad said, I am Dr. Louise Debreczeni, and today I want to talk to you about my story pictures, and they are for helping young people learn to draw, write, and read. So the story pictures are a set of pictures that are on cardstock and they're laminated, and teachers and parents can use these to help learners use the 8 processes of literacy to view, speak, listen, think, calculate, draw, write, and read. And through doing those processes, we learn language and we learn literacy. So it's when a child does all 8 of those processes, learning naturally follows. So the story pictures are a great way to teach young children and English language learners and students with learning differences. And we could teach literacy and social emotional learning with these pictures. The story pictures are pictures you can tell a story about. So there are 24 laminated pictures on cardstock of people doing activities in various settings. So it's an event that you can tell a story about. And these pictures are all created at the 3 to 7-year-old pre-operational cognitive level. And then they run on a gradient from the lower numbers are easier cognitively, and they get progressively more difficult from the 3 to 7-year-old range. And so to make these story pictures, I'm not an artist, but I do draw stick figures as part of what I do with my work. You guys, a lot of you have seen me do this. So I made the set of stick figure drawings showing the ideas that I wanted. And I did a lot of things like here's showing the eye gaze, also showing what the skin tone of the person should be. And then there was written information. I wrote up a description of each drawing so that the artist could render the drawings. Before I went to the artist, though, I went to Dr. Lisa Collins, who I'm so pleased is here with us today. And she helped me look for unconscious bias, because I wanted children from every part of the earth to be able to see themselves in these pictures, but I wanted to take my white lady bias out of it. And so it was so helpful to have Dr. Collins assist me on that project. The artist is a wonderful woman named Lexi Forbes. She owns the Yellow Dog Art Studios in Richland, Washington. And what I did was I sent her all of the stick figure drawings, and so she painted the first one. And I said, oh, we need to move the pieces around a little bit. And she's like, I have to repaint the whole thing. So that's when she brought in her grandchild, Reese Forbes. Reese was in the 9th grade at age 14 when they did this project. Reese did the digital art, and Lexi did all of the paintings. So it was a really fun collaboration. And I'm really, Reese is really excited about being part of the project. And now for these story pictures themselves. The story pictures, as I said, are 8.5 by 11. And here's the first one. And I don't have time to really go into depth on each one, but I want to point out a few things. For example, I wanted all kinds of diversity to be represented. So this man has an artificial leg, for example. Here's a family scene. Most of the pictures have some kind of problem or issue to discuss. Another scene at home. If you notice that most of the images are all on the same plane, that was purposely designed to keep the cognitive load low for young kids. This one, the kids always pick this one. For some reason, kids just love talking about a fight. This one, as you can see, as we're moving through, we're getting a little more complicated. This has more people and more different stories to tell. Here, the problem is the dinosaur toy is falling out of the backpack. And are we even allowed to take toys to school? Cat knocking over the tchotchke. This is my favorite one. This is my joke one. The dog's eating the people food and the baby's eating the dog kibble. And of course, the boy is signaling mom. There are several scenes in the classroom. Here's this one. Here's the problem. You know, this is a common thing with kids. I always used to tell them 4 on the floor. Another scene. Now we've got kids playing together instead of just side by side. So you can see it's getting more complex. A scene in the mall. This could be a backyard. This could be you pick. We have to. That's one of the things that's fun about these stories is you bring your own experience. So each person tells a different story about the pictures. Here's a classroom scene, and we're talking about we all have different kinds of homes. And one thing I wanted to bring in is that homeless children do go to our schools, and they are a part of our community. And this girl sleeps in her van. Another family scene, pot boiling over, plenty of things to talk about here. We've got a boy in a wheelchair, again, bringing in a variety of different kinds of diversity. A playground scene, another classroom scene. This one is about how everyone learns differently and everyone should be allowed to learn what they are interested in. We got a scene where the blind lady is approaching a crosswalk and so is a car. This is a family scene. The story is a different story if she's plugging it in or unplugging it. So I've heard so many different stories about this one. And this is the final picture in which 2 girls are talking to each other and their thought bubbles tell you what the conversation is about. So now let's go back to, there we go. So the accompanying manual will be available soon. The story pictures themselves are up on my website to buy already. And then this manual will be, hopefully by March, will be printed and ready to go. And if you have any questions or would like to learn more about the story pictures or about my business, please reach out to me. I would love to have a one-to-one with you. Thank you so much.